From the Oklahoman newsroom, this is a Thunder update. I'm Jenny Carlson here in studio with Thunder beat writer Maddie Lee. Maddie, the AllStar break, I guess it's not officially over, but the AllStar game part of AllStar break is over. Pretty decent weekend for the Thunder, starting with Hamidou Diallo. Everybody was impressed with what Hami did.
Oh my gosh, it was a lot of fun. If anyone who hasn't seen it needs to go back and watch his Superman dunk. Fantastic. He really turned on like the showmanship of it, which is the best part of the dunk contest, and players really need to tap into. And he went all out. He brought out a ball cart and was like, no, that's not big enough. Then called down Shaq. Then he had this like tearaway jersey where you couldn't tell that anything was going on until he like turned to the camera and opened it up a little bit, and he had a Superman shirt underneath. And then he goes and dunks over Shaq, barely touches him. So impressive. And then hangs from his elbow, get a little honey dip dunk action going on. So a lot of fun. That was the best dunk of the night. He goes on to win it. Huge for the Thunder rookie.
Well, and you know what? I think people might have revolted if he didn't win, because like he jumped over Shaq and like Dwayne Wade. Dennis Smith was having trouble jumping over Dwayne Wade. He attempted to like 10 times, 8 times. I think people might have...
Or non-attempts.
Yeah, right. I think people might have said, now hold on a second. I mean, Diallo basically every time he attempted a dunk, he dunked it.
Yeah.
It was really impressive.
It was, yeah. Dennis Smith Jr. got into a little trouble with his non-attempts, getting a little tired. After the contest, Hami said that he actually had planned to try to do something with Dwayne Wade since, you know, he's doing his final hurrah here this season. But Dennis Smith Jr. beat him to it and jumped over him a lot of times.
Yeah. Maybe he would have just stayed out there for somebody to do it once. Be like, all right, it's once or nothing.
I've done enough, like may as well.
Exactly. Well, big night for Hamidou Diallo. The rookie wins the dunk contest. And then 2 Thunder players, obviously, in the AllStar game on Sunday night. Paul George getting the start, Russell Westbrook coming off the bench, and nobody cares about the result of the game, but Paul George was kind of still Paul George, even in a game where nobody played much defense.
Yeah, he was. He even played defense for a couple of possessions, which was weird. But yeah, no, he had some really nice assists. One early on, an alley-oop off the backboard for Giannis, beautiful. And then Paul George and Russell Westbrook still had their thing going on. Russell passed out. He could have had an easy dunk, decides instead to kick it out to Paul George on the perimeter, and Russell Westbrook is celebrating this 3 far before Paul George even takes it, and of course it's not contested because it's the AllStar game. Russell Westbrook also had a wonderful moment where he set a screen for Dirk as he hit his second 3 of the night. He also had a really special night and last potentially, you know, he hasn't announced anything,
Dirk,
but
yeah.
Last hurrah.
Yeah, Dirk, it was fun to watch him and watch the reaction of the guys around him. So lots of fun there. Well, now that AllStar game weekend is over, now we kind of start to turn our attention towards this final stretch for the Thunder and for everybody else for that matter. Thunder has a few days before they're back on the court, and a weird start to post-AllStar break. Friday at home, Saturday at home. Utah, Sacramento, back-to-back. You don't usually have back-to-backs on home court, but the Thunder does, and it's a heavy dose of Western Conference teams. Then they'll play at Denver. I mean, these are the type of teams the Thunder has to keep at arm's length in the standings. Important, it would seem, to get off to a good start here after the AllStar break.
Absolutely. Big way to hit the ground running. Talked a little bit to Billy Donovan about what his approach personally is over AllStar break, and he said for him it's really a time when he can actually go back and look at film from the entire season, because when you're in the middle of everything, you're really just looking at like what can we fix right before the next game. So this gives them a little more time to digest what they've done this season. It's been a really good season for them leading up into the AllStar break, but they certainly can get a little more consistency both defensively and offensively at the same time.
Yeah, and after that Denver game, which is in about a week and a half or so before they'll go to Denver, then February 28th, a Thursday, Sixers are here, then to the Spurs that following Saturday. So you look at those first 5 games after the AllStar break, some challenging opponents there. But as you think about the Thunder getting off to a good start, but also finishing this stretch well, what do you think is going to be important for this team moving forward?
Yeah, well, so far we're expecting to add Markieff Morris coming in here soon, which Paul George has talked about being excited for. So he won't presumably take up a ton of minutes, but he definitely could be a good addition to this Thunder team. And then for them, it's really their offense has gotten a lot better over the course of the season, so it's making sure that that defensive effort is as consistent as it was at the beginning of the season.
All right. Again, Friday, Saturday, a couple home games, Utah and Sacramento coming to town. 8:30 start on Friday, 7 o'clock start on Saturday. We'll have all the lead up, all the rewind on All-Star Weekend, too, as this week gets cracking, so be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.